Hello, everyone. It's Frank, and today we're going to hit the road with some key questions for your Indiana for Hire endorsement test. This test covers crucial knowledge for safely transporting passengers or property for compensation in vehicles typically under CDL requirements. Let's get right into it. What is the primary duty of a driver operating a vehicle for hire? To prioritize the safety and well being of all occupants and secure transport of property. Your absolute top priority is the safety of your passengers and any items you're transporting. All right, what's next? When transporting passengers for hire, what condition should your vehicle be in? Clean, well maintained, and mechanically sound for public service. A well maintained and clean vehicle builds trust and ensures safety for your passengers. Moving on. In Indiana, what is the default maximum speed limit on a rural interstate highway unless a different limit is posted? 70 miles per hour. Always adhere to posted speed limits, but this is the general maximum on rural interstates in Indiana. So, what's next? Which of these could lead to a driver license suspension in Indiana for a for hire driver? Accumulation of excessive traffic violation points. Maintaining a clean driving record is crucial to keep your for hire privileges. Next on our list, if a for hire driver anticipates being late for a scheduled pickup, what is the most professional action? Immediately inform the passenger or dispatcher with an updated estimated arrival time. Clear and timely communication is essential for customer service and professionalism. Okay, what's after this? When are a vehicle's headlights legally required to be turned on in Indiana? From sunset to sunrise and whenever visibility is reduced to less than 500 feet. Ensure you're visible and can see clearly during these conditions. Let's move on. What is the correct method for executing a turn at an intersection with multiple lanes designated for that turn? Turn from the lane closest to the direction you intend to go. This prevents conflicts with other vehicles turning in the same direction. What about this next one? If a passenger becomes aggressive or disruptive during a for hire trip, what is the safest approach for the driver? Remain calm, attempt to de escalate, and if necessary, pull over safely to address the situation or contact authorities. Your safety and the safety of others in the vehicle are paramount. On to the next question. Under ideal driving conditions, what is the generally recommended minimum following distance behind another vehicle? A distance that allows for at least a 2 to 3 second reaction time. This provides you with adequate time to react and stop safely. Moving forward, how should a driver interpret and react to a flashing yellow traffic signal at an intersection? Proceed through the intersection with increased caution, yielding to other traffic if necessary. A flashing yellow light means be prepared to stop if needed, but you can proceed with care. Let's consider the next one. What is expected of a for hire driver regarding their personal appearance and demeanor? To maintain a professional, courteous, and neat appearance. As a for hire driver, you are representing a service and your appearance matters. And the next point, what is the legal requirement when approaching a railroad crossing with activated signals, e.g., flashing lights, lowered gates? Stop the vehicle no closer than 15 feet and no farther than 50 feet from the nearest rail. Always stop completely and wait until the signals are clear and it's safe to proceed. What's next? Which action represents a safe driving practice when merging onto an interstate or highway? Accelerate to match the flow of traffic, then find a safe gap to merge. Matching speed and finding a gap allows for a smooth and safe merge. Moving on to this, what is the specific purpose of a no passing zone sign? To clearly indicate areas where passing other vehicles is prohibited due to safety reasons. These signs are placed where it's unsafe to pass, often due to curves or hills. All right, let's see. If involved in a minor traffic accident while operating a for hire vehicle, what is the most crucial initial step? Ensure the safety and well being of all involved, check for injuries, and move vehicles if it's safe to do so. Safety first, always. Check for injuries and then ensure the scene is clear. What's after this? What is the maximum width allowed for any vehicle operated on Indiana highways without a special permit? 8 feet, 6 inches. Be aware of your vehicle's dimensions to ensure you comply with legal limits. Next question. What are the common consequences for a first time conviction of operating while intoxicated OWI in Indiana? driver's license suspension, significant fines, and potential jail time. OWI has severe legal repercussions impacting your ability to drive and your freedom. Let's get to this one. When driving in dense fog, which type of headlights should a for-hire driver use to ensure optimal visibility? Low beam headlights. High beams will reflect off the fog and reduce your visibility even further. Okay, what's next? What is the recommended response if a vehicle experiences a tire blowout while driving? Grip the steering wheel firmly, steer straight, ease off the accelerator, and apply brakes gently once control is regained. Maintain control, don't panic, and slowly bring the vehicle to a stop. Moving on. Why is it particularly important for a for-hire driver to be vigilant for pedestrians, especially in urban or high-traffic areas? Pedestrians can be unpredictable, hard to see, and may enter the roadway unexpectedly, especially at crosswalks. As a professional driver, you must always be on high alert for pedestrians. So, what's next? What does a solid yellow line on your side of the center line on a two-way road indicate? That passing is prohibited for vehicles traveling in your lane. This means you must not cross that line to pass another vehicle. Next on our list, if a for-hire driver's Indiana driver's license is suspended, are they permitted to operate a for-hire vehicle? No, operating any vehicle for hire with a suspended license is strictly illegal and carries severe penalties. A suspended license means you cannot legally drive, especially for compensation. Okay, what's after this? What is the correct response when an emergency vehicle, police, fire, ambulance, approaches with activated lights and sirens? Immediately yield the right of way by pulling to the nearest edge of the roadway, clear of any intersection, and stopping. Always give way to emergency vehicles for their safe passage. Let's move on. What is the fundamental purpose of maintaining adequate financial responsibility, e.g., liability insurance, as a for-hire driver? To provide coverage for damages or injuries caused to others in an at-fault accident. Insurance protects you, your passengers, and the public in case of an incident. What about this next one? How long is an Indiana for-hire endorsement typically valid? For the same period of validity as the underlying Indiana driver's license it's associated with. Your endorsement validity is tied to your primary driver's license expiration. On to the next question. What should a driver do before backing a vehicle, especially in a for-hire context? Check all around the vehicle for obstacles or pedestrians, and use a spotter if available. Always practice GOAL, get out and look, before backing, especially when carrying passengers or goods. Moving forward. If you encounter a flashing red traffic light at an intersection, what does it mean? Treat it as a stop sign. Stop, yield to cross traffic, and proceed when safe. A flashing red light requires a complete stop before proceeding cautiously. Let's consider the next one. What is the primary safety concern when driving on roads that are wet from rain? Reduced tire traction, increasing the risk of skidding and hydroplaning. Wet roads require reduced speed and increased caution. And the next point. What should a for-hire driver do if their vehicle breaks down while transporting passengers? Safely pull over, ensure passenger safety, and contact dispatch or roadside assistance immediately. Prioritize passenger safety, and then seek assistance to get the vehicle repaired or a replacement. What's next? In Indiana, what is the maximum speed limit in a business or residential district unless otherwise posted? 30 miles per hour. Slow down in areas with more pedestrian and vehicle traffic. Moving on to this, what is defensive driving? Driving to prevent accidents despite the incorrect actions of others or adverse conditions. It's about anticipating hazards and reacting safely to avoid collisions. All right, let's see. When driving at night, what is a good rule of thumb for ensuring you can stop safely? Drive at a speed that allows you to stop within the range of your headlights. Don't overdrive your headlights. If you can't see it, you can't react to it. What's after this? What is the importance of checking blind spots before changing lanes? To ensure no other vehicles are hidden from your mirror view, preventing collisions. Always do a quick head check over your shoulder before changing lanes. Next, the legal blood alcohol concentration BAC limit for drivers under 21 years of age in Indiana, 0.02% or greater. Indiana has a strict zero tolerance policy for underage drinking and driving. Let's get to this one. What is the purpose of regulatory signs, e.g., stop, yield, speed limit? to inform drivers of traffic laws and regulations they must obey. These signs tell you what you must or must not do on the road. Okay, what's next? What type of vehicles are typically covered by the Indiana for Hire endorsement? Vehicles designed to transport less than 16 passengers for compensation, or property carrying vehicles, 16,000, 26,000 pounds GVWR for compensation. This endorsement applies to specific types of commercial operations, not heavy duty CDL vehicles. Moving on. If you are involved in a collision, what must you immediately do if there are injuries? Render reasonable assistance to anyone injured without moving them unless absolutely necessary for safety. Your immediate priority is to help the injured, but only move them if they are in immediate danger. So, what's next? What should a for-hire driver do if a passenger leaves an item behind in the vehicle? Attempt to contact the passenger or return the item to the company dispatch as soon as safely possible. Lost items should be handled professionally and returned to their owner. Next on our list. When passing another vehicle on a two-lane road, when is it safe to return to your lane? When you can see the entire front of the vehicle you passed in your rearview mirror. This ensures you have enough clearance before moving back over. Okay, what's after this? What does a red circle with a slash through it on a road sign generally indicate? Do not or no, signifying a prohibition. This universal symbol tells you that an action is prohibited. Let's move on. What is the safest way to enter a curve on a wet or slippery road? Reduce speed significantly before entering the curve. Braking in a curve, especially on a slippery surface, can cause a loss of control. What about this next one? What is the Good Samaritan law in Indiana? It protects individuals from liability when voluntarily providing emergency aid without compensation, as long as they act in good faith. This law encourages people to help others in emergencies without fear of legal repercussions. On to the next question. When operating a for-hire vehicle, what is the best strategy for handling an impatient passenger or client? Communicate calmly and professionally, prioritizing safety over perceived speed. Never compromise safety for speed. Explain delays calmly. Moving forward. What does a flashing red light at a railroad crossing signify? A train is approaching. You must stop and not proceed until the way is clear and signals stop. Treat it like a stop sign, but with the added danger of an oncoming train. Let's consider the next one. If you're driving and suddenly encounter heavy fog, what should you do? Slow down, turn on your low beam headlights, and increase your following distance. Reduced visibility demands a reduction in speed and increased caution. And the next point, what is the legal requirement for yielding to pedestrians in a marked crosswalk? You must yield the right-of-way to pedestrians who are in or entering the crosswalk. Pedestrians always have the right-of-way in a crosswalk. What's next? What is the most common cause of traffic accidents? Driver error, including distractions, fatigue, and impaired driving. Most accidents are preventable and result from human mistakes. Moving on to this. What is the purpose of driver fitness requirements for-hire endorsements? To ensure drivers are physically and mentally capable of safely operating a vehicle while transporting others. These requirements help ensure that only qualified individuals transport the public. All right, let's see. How should a for-hire driver prepare for varying traffic conditions throughout the day? Plan routes, anticipate delays, and adjust driving style to maintain safety and professionalism. Being prepared helps you manage your schedule and maintain safety. What's after this? Why must a for-hire driver understand and adhere to all local traffic ordinances in addition to state laws? Local ordinances may have specific rules regarding stopping, parking, or routes relevant to for-hire operations. Local rules can significantly impact your daily operations and where you can pick up, drop off. And that concludes our review for the Indiana for-hire endorsement test. Mastering these points will not only help you pass your exam, but also ensure you are a safe and professional for-hire driver in Indiana. Keep up the great work.